Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. Today a few more cards from Covert Missions were revealed. If you haven't heard the news already, Covert Missions has been delayed until the first quarter of 2020. I believe it was supposed to be a fall release, so normally we get a release like in kind of like in November generally. I think Across the Galaxy was the last set that came out that time last year, and that came out in November. However, Covert Missions has been pushed back until the first quarter of 2020. Hoping maybe for like a January release or something like that. January, maybe February, like they did with Legacies. Anyway, we got three cards here we're going to look at today. First up is Darth Bane, Ancient Master, blue villain, 14 health, 17 or 22 points depending on how you want to run him. He is a Sith character, so that keyword will work with him, or anything that triggers off of using Sith, basically. 2 range, 3 range, 2 shield, resource, special, and blank. And has an ability here. Decrease the cost of the first ability you play on this character each game by 2. So that's a once a game effect, basically, but a really good reduction for your first round. So your first round, you can play basically a 4 cost ability on him for 2, which is pretty good. Or you can play a 3 cost ability for 1, or get a 2 cost ability for free. So that's a pretty good way to kind of like ramp into having some of your more powerful abilities on him in the very first round. And special has a special as well. Choose an upgrade on this character, then deal indirect damage to an opponent equal to that upgrade's cost. So again, if you have a 4 cost upgrade on him, you can do the special and then deal 4 indirect damage. However, again, it is indirect, so your opponent will get to choose how to assign that damage. But that's a pretty interesting special. Some decent damage size here. So we have a 2, we have a 3. So again, 2 range, 3 melee. None of those are modified or resource costed. So those are pretty good damage sides. And also the 2 shield side is nice. I think he's got some good battlefield roll off potential with having 2 sides that cost, or 3 sides that cost 2 or more. And then 17 points for a single die, 22 for elite. That might be a little bit high. We'll just have to wait and kind of see how he actually plays once he comes out. I guess you compare him with like a stormtrooper or like another 8 cost character. Or if you want to run him at a single die, you have 17 points there. But yeah, 14 health for that. I think 14 health is pretty good. And cool ability, especially with the resource reduction on the first ability you play per game, and then has a pretty cool special as well. So that is Darth Bane. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Ghost. So red hero support vehicle, 3 resources, 2 range damage, 2 range damage, plus 3 range damage, 2 disrupt, shield, and resource. All 6 sides are in use here, no blanks, which is pretty cool. Has ambush, and after the support enters play, you may activate a specter you control. So basically, one of the ghost rebels crew, basically, ghost crew can activate once you play ghost. And after you resolve this die, you may give each character piloting this support 1 shield. So basically, the cool thing is you could have, if you have a Spectre character with piloting, you'll be able to, you play that character, you play Ghost, you then activate your Spectre, and since it has piloting, you also get to activate Ghost, and then you'll have an ambush action as well. So let's say, I imagine, let's say Hera, for example, will probably have piloting. So you can basically have her out, you play Ghost, you per Ghost, you get a roll in Hera. Since she has piloting, she'll roll in Ghost, ambush action to potentially resolve all like a bunch of range damage or something like that. So we have 3 damage sides, one of them being modified, which is still pretty good. I like that we have a 2 disrupt on there, no blanks. This is going to go, I think, really well with decks that are basically built around specters and rolling them in. Basically being able to roll out Ghost with one of those specters, and then still having that extra action to do a bunch of damage before your opponent can actually kind of interact with that damage at all. So that's a Ghost. I think this one's pretty good. So again, no blanks, 3 damage sides, and really you get more out of it if you're running specters, and I imagine better if you're running specters that have the piloting ability. So that is Ghost. We're going to move into our next card. And next up, we have Rebel Hangar. This is a Red Hero support location. 6 resources, 2 indirect, focus, shield, resource blank. And after you play the support, search your deck for up to 2 vehicles with a combined cost 4 or less and play them for free. Shuffle your deck. So one thing I don't like about this card is the cost is a little bit high. So 6 resources, and I don't think the sides are particularly great. So we have one damage side, we have a focus, a few utility sides with shields and resources and stuff like that. The ability after you play it is interesting. It's not unique, so you can basically have multiple of these in play. I don't think you would ever get more than one out in a game though, with it costing 6 resources. But you can search your deck for 2 vehicles that cost 4 or less and play them for free and then shuffle the deck. So we just looked at Ghost, for example. You could play Ghost and you can play, let's say there's a 1 cost vehicle, you can play that as well. It does say up to 2 vehicles, so if you don't have a vehicle that costs 1, you can still get Ghost out. And then again, if you're running Spectres, you'll be able to roll them in with this as well. I'm not thrilled with the sides for it though. So again, we have the just 2 indirect, and we have a focus, a shield, and 2 resource sides. But the ability to pull out 2 vehicles is interesting. So basically, you're getting 4 resources reduced from those vehicles' cost. So basically, you are, I guess, in essence, you're not really saving. This might cost you 2 resources in the long run to get out a couple vehicles alongside this. Again, I'm just not really thrilled on the sides. The ability is cool. The sides are not great, at least in my opinion. So that is Rebel Hangar. That's actually the last card for today. I'll leave a link in the description where you can check out the Facebook post that included these cards. Again, these are upcoming cards from Covert Missions, and again, Covert Missions is now delayed until the first quarter of next year. If you haven't heard that, that came out I think sometime last week. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching, and take care.